Thank you very much. It's great to be with you. Now, let me just point out something right away with Edmund. So when we do the competition, the students get up and they do these presentations in front of our judges panel. And the judges panel is made up of 5 executives from our industry. Last fall, Edmund was on the judges panel. Now, usually what happens is one member of the judges panel, it sort of gets like American Idol, and one of the members of the panel becomes like the Simon Cowell of the group. That was Edmund. But he did a great job. And it is a great event, and I'm very happy that Dolly could have us here today to talk about it. So by way of my background, I've been around the industry for longer than most of you have been alive. I was a business journalist, I was a market analyst, and from that I sort of morphed into this role as an industry educator. I teach a number of courses called How Cable Works for industry professionals, and from that we grew the interactive launch competition. And it's basically, its purpose is to support next generation services and next generation leaders like yourselves. So it's a case study competition. Do we have some of the photos there? I guess not. I had a few photos, but there we go. All right. So if you'll go to the next slide, there's some of our terrific students. We've had about 150 students go through the program so far. It's been around for about 5 years. I'm very happy that this year we have a team from Pace Lubin that's involved, and that competition ends on November 3rd at Comcast Center in Philadelphia. Please join us if you can. So basically the case studies involve coming up with a go-to-market strategy and a marketing plan for an emerging innovation. For example, 4K Ultra HD TV, virtual reality, wireless video, or OTT apps. Now, there are a lot of hackathons around, and this is really what we call more of a launch-a-thon. It's about how we take an existing service, an emerging service, and get it into the marketplace, and most importantly, win over consumers. Because if you've been around this industry as long as I have, you see a lot of great ideas, a lot of great technologies that get into the pipeline, but they fail to win over consumers, and they fail to really market their value. So we've had, if you'll flip to the next slide, we have had students from all different from schools around the country. We've done competitions in New York, LA, Chicago, Philadelphia. That technology doesn't seem to be working, but that's all right. There are no fees or requirements. It is a business first sort of competition, so we do stress business graduate students, but it is open to students working on other types of programs as well as undergrads. So the teams get mentored. They each have a particular company that they work with throughout the semester. If you go to the next slide, we've had some amazing companies that have mentored our teams, and also we have a coaches council of industry experts that helps to guide each team, and that's proven to be very popular. So the teams work all semester on their case study solutions, and then if you go to the next slide, they have 10 minutes to do their presentation in front of the judges panel, and they work very hard to win over the judges. The judges put them through their paces, and the students have a lot of fun. The top 3 finishing teams win cash prizes, and our teams really like to win. I mean, they really like to win. I mean, they really, really like to win. So I hope you'll be interested in joining us for one of our future competitions. Next year, we're just getting our plans together. I would love to do one in New York again, perhaps right here in this fantastic facility. And there's my, on the next slide is my contact information. Feel free to drop me a line or to connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'll keep you up to speed on what's going on with the future competitions. And to just give you a little bit more flavor and a little insight as to what's going on with the Pace Lubin team right now, I'd like to introduce you to, Rob, if you could come up on the stage, to Rob Rindler. Rob is one of the members of the Pace Lubin team. He's working on an MS in Marketing, Customer Intelligence, and Analytics, which, based on the last panel, is certainly a hot discipline to be involved with. And more importantly, Rob gets a lot of bonus points because he was in a dentist chair this morning. And has the Novocaine worn off?
It has, thank you.
Good. And is that mic working? Let's just test that out first. That's an important thing. So, Rob, why don't you tell the students why you joined? If that's not, you can come here and I can be loud, that's for sure. Why you joined the competition? What motivated you?
All right. Well, there's the usual motivation of bringing creative ideas and theories and then pushing it into the practical world. But more than that, this competition allows us the opportunity to work with individuals who are directly in the industry. I'd say on a weekly basis, we're talking with our mentor company from IBM or Comcast, and as a student, you can't really ask for better access than that. It's very insightful, and they've really been fantastic.
So tell us a little bit about the process. You got this case study, and then how are you sort of walking through it? And what is the case study about, basically?
Okay. So our case study is focused on big data analytics, which is perfect for me because of my degree and my passion. I'd say about 80% of it has been research. We've had weeks and weeks of meetings where we were just talking background, making sure we had all of our ducks in a row. And then we had, our ideation sessions. We figure we have our good idea, our good product, and then we're going through proof points. And then finally, we're using IBM and Comcast as our sounding boards to really make sure we've rounded all of our ideas out.
And what has the experience been like working with IBM and the Coaches Council?
IBM's been fantastic. They've played an instrumental role in us identifying the pitfalls of, the practical rollout of our solution. Beyond that, Donna, who is our mentor, has been incredibly supportive. Every week she brings someone new onto our conference call that knows something else about the industry, and they really help us vet our ideas thoroughly. It's been fantastic.
And how is this experience helping with your own career goals? How is it supporting those?
Well, it's certainly solidified my goals of wanting to work in big data. A lot of times when you talk about big data, you hear about things that are a little bit more flashy or a little bit more in your face. All of us on a regular basis, you have your predicted shows that you look at, and then on a more serious note, there's the advancements in healthcare. But over, working with IBM and getting to speak with some of the people who work on Watson, we've really identified some of the more nuts and bolts places in big data where you're able to bring more value to an organization, and it's puzzles like those that I really want to work on solving.
So is the Pace team going to win?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's easy.
Problem.
Hard
How
work.
are you gonna win?
Yeah, hard work and creativity. And above all else, you have to remember that case studies like this are designed for people to bring fresh ideas to the table. And as long as you keep that in mind and you remember that you're swinging for the fence here, you don't have to hold anything back. And I think we've executed on that, and I can't wait to see what some of the other institutions have brought to the table.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, thank you to Dolly and the organizers for having us here today. And I hope that some of you will take interest in the competition, either attending it or joining it for one of our future competitions. Feel free to call me, contact me, whatever. And thank you. Have a great afternoon, and we look forward to supporting you. Thanks.